エンジニアだからさ。
待って、エンジニアは僕だ。
ほう、これは面白い。
What's going on, anime enthusiasts? Welcome back to another episode of Anime Werewolf Among Us, Schrodinger's cat, with more people and more logic, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Right, JD?
It's fine. If you don't mind the erasure of humanity. What's up, Gnosia heads?
Okay, I will say I do like this episode. There's a couple little nitpicks for me, but overall, it was nice. It was good. Very hype moments here and there. A few expositional moments, getting to know a few characters, and having to... One moment just had to like, yes, this is a game. Surely we had to like make some sacrifices though to make things make sense. But I understand.
You know how it is over here with me. I'm loving everything, and I want to bring special attention to the opening, right? Because this like sci-fi techno track by my boy Giga and Teddy Lloyd, amazing Vocaloid producers, well known all across the internet. This is way too hype for like a werewolf game, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I come in every week, I'm like, whoa! I'm hype, I'm ready to like punch some shit, make some accusations, you know what I mean? It's just a great opener.
okay. I didn't know that was made by Vocaloids. All right, okay. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, whenever I usually skip the intros a lot once I watch them like the first or second few times. But for Gnosia, nah, I just let it rock. You know, it's a fun vibe. Shoot, I might just put on my playlist while I'm vibing out in the car. Just the opening though. The ending, I can, take it or leave it.
Yeah, the ending doesn't bring like the greatest first impression. I think it's starting to grow on me, but I've only heard it about 3 times, 3 episodes. So it's like, I can see where you're coming from. But the intro, Giga never fails, bruh. Giga never fails.
Speaking of intro, we get 2 new characters. We get this very stock alien looking guy named Shigemichi, and we get our new love interest who is all over us yet again, Stella. And Shigemichi is a pretty chill and helpful guy. He's got like it's not a different personality, but it's more of he can drop his voice for a very particular reason. We'll get into that. And Stella is all over us because she adores us for some odd reason that it's way too much. And you're starting to look like Gina 2.0 in the last loop. But obviously we as in Yuri don't remember these two. And we get into the meeting. There's 2 Gnosia this time. As soon as I saw that line, I immediately went into my DMs and I just typed in all caps. Why is there 2? We just have to do it 1. Now we have 2. 2!
The Gnosia infectees, man, they're spreading. They're supposed to be widespread all over the galaxy. And there's even more people on the ship. So, statistically, that's just how it's supposed to be, But it provides another layer of obscurity for both Yuri, Setsu, and all the crewmates.
Yeah, and we have to remember back in the first few episodes that they did come from Lianu that was attacked by Gnosia infectees. So there is a possibility today that there are at least more than 1 Gnosia at any single time. And I had to think to me, maybe in another loop there will be only 1. But I can also bet that once we start adding in all of these other characters that we see in the intro and the ending, we're gonna have 3 Gnosia. Hopefully not 4, because that's way too many, especially in like a werewolf scenario. But the meeting goes through, and Racio is getting on us for our amnesia once again, and it's pretty evident that in this loop Well, I will say in each and every loop, Racio is always consistent during the meetings, attacking Yuri for his amnesia and waking up, which is kind of cool. And I also made a mention in the previous video that if we can get onto Racio's good side and use their intelligence in order to figure things out, that'd be great. Unfortunately, it backfires and Racio is just immediately just goes off on us and just never like on our side. So that fails. Also, no, that's it. I mean, trying to appeal to Racio's judgment and be on their side just didn't work out. And Racio just gets voted out.
It was such a cool scene. He's like, there's only one solution to this. The person who's gonna get voted out, and you think he's gonna point to Yuri, smash cut to him getting cold sleep. This guy cannot win. Poor Racio, bruh.
I said they were annoying. And right, they are annoying. But man, it's just you talk too much, and just because you're intelligent doesn't mean that we're always gonna follow what you say. Okay, Racio, it's time to switch up the strategy. Maybe you'll be okay in the next loop. It won't be, but we'll see.
We gotta keep a counter on how many times he gets voted out first.
Let's see. This is number 2, right?
Yeah, second time getting voted out first.
Alright. So with Racio being put in, of course, the light turns red. So there's still Gnosia out. And this is one of the things where I had to like take a step back and see the sacrifices that they make. And I guess it makes sense in like the single player concept if you're in the game. And it'd be a lot easier if you knew. Even if Racio was or is the Gnosia, you will never know. It is always obscured. And that's why I have in my notes, this ship AI sucks. You telling me that you can determine how many Gnosia there are at the beginning, but you just can't do a rescan and be like, yeah, there's still 2 left. No, there's still 1. No, there's still 1 left. No, it's always what you know at the beginning, and that's it. And the ship just moderates the meetings. No, that threw me off for a loop. Just for a minute though.
Oh yeah. At the beginning of loops now, Levi, the ship's AI, they'll actually tell you exactly how many Gnosia are on board, right? Which I think is, well, the bare minimum information you need to play the game in the first place. But it also sets up a lot of like strategy required for both the Gnosia side and the human side, right? And that'll be a lot more important in the loop after this one, right?
It's also more important in this loop as well, as Yuri does explain. But we'll get that. We'll get that into that in a moment. But first, we need to see what our new characters are like. Shigemichi, like I said, chill guy, pretty fun. He is the comic relief of the anime so far, or probably one of the only few characters that does the comic relief. We see him in the cafe, and he's set the hologram to be like the nightlife at a Japanese cart, because it's his first time about to have ramen, and he wants to be in the right environment for it, otherwise it wouldn't be the same. And we get to understand why Shigemichi looks like the way he is. Because of an accident, he now has this artificial skin around him. So now we don't really know what he actually looks like, and we don't even know what the accident is. I'm guessing it's something that happened at Lianu, but nothing is ever really explained. And afterwards, it's just a funny moment of trying ramen, it being too salty, and Gina being the cute cook as she is. And it's a cool scene.
I love the slice of life scenes between each meeting, right? It really fleshes out like every character and makes you really think that they're like friends, or they could be friends outside of this like death game sort of scenario. Gina I don't know how Yuri can look at Gina the same way after the last loop. You saw at the beginning of the episode in the meeting when she looked at execute, he still couldn't get over the face she made when she executed him at the end of the first loop. I sort of wonder how Yuri's gonna like handle that information every loop because it's still early on, right?
Yeah.
It really puts the what's the word? You really feel the betray when it's happening to you in real time.
Well, here's the thing. I would say it's like very powerful in the beginning, but after a while, because the like imposter switches every single loop, it'll get to the point to where every single character is probably the Gnosia once. You're probably betrayed by them once in each and every time. And it'll probably get you the first few times, but afterwards, if you see somebody new, you fail, then you come back to the next loop, you're not really scared of them anymore, right? You're just desensitized to the fact that because anybody can be the infected, what's the point of being scared of them anymore?
Do you think he'll get used to it?
Yeah, which is also like a bad thing in its own part. Like, you never want to get used to the fact that everyone around you can be evil, and you're just like this plain Jane, no emotional having person, which can be to your detriment in the meetings.
No, definitely. I can imagine like he gets like fatigued later on and he's just like, hey, just cold sleep me, bro. I'll go next. Just gives up every loop.
Nah. But speaking of giving up, well, not really giving up. We have to see Stella. Shigemichi and Yuri kind of go visit Stella in their little garden. And come to find out, Shigemichi has a crush on Stella. And he is jealous of Yuri, that Stella is all over him. And I just do like the fact that, well, Shigemichi has a like high-pitched voice. It's like, well, hey, how you doing? And as soon as he sees Stella, he just straightens up. He was like, what beautiful flowers you have. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody gonna fall for that.
What are you saying, bro? I'm folding for Shigemichi. Bro hit the base on me. I'm like, whoa.
You hit the base in the straight,
come from?
base, straight face, hand out, smiling, bogging. Nah, man.
Like the animators and like the voice actors for the anime, they gave Shigemichi way too much risk. I don't know if this is the same guy I played the game with, you know?
Exactly. For anyone who played the Gnosia video game, it's all like 2D images and like stylized artwork. You must be head over heels on your knees, kissing the ground, thanking all of the animators for giving your characters that much more personality.
We really are. I really am. I got my big Setsu poster on my wall. Coming soon. Can't wait to pray to that like 3 times a day.
Speaking of personality, Stella she's like... So in the meeting, Stella was very studious and taking notes. She had like a pad and a pen, like writing things down. Outside of the meeting, because it's not even a crush. It's more like a heroic save love situation. And that's the reason why that she loves him. It's the fact that back at Liano, Shigemichi says it, but also Stella says it, that Yuri saved her, helped her. It's not really fully explained on the details on it, but in that aspect, during the attack, Yuri saved and helped her. And that's what sent her in this love spiral on Yuri, which, makes sense. Emotional attachment to someone that saved your life. And that event pretty much ended with them talking about it and figuring out that Stella is like a gardener. The warp happens. Stella is assassinated by the Gnosia, and we have a meeting. And this is where having 2 Gnosia on board, but not knowing if one is in cold sleep or not, really comes into play. There's 5 people now in this meeting, but this is like a very bad situation, because if Racio wasn't one of the Gnosia, then it's a 3 against 2. And if we vote out a human, it's game over instantly. But if Racio was a Gnosia, then we have a 4 against 1, and we're kind of okay. We could take a risk. But at this point, because the details on Racio being a Gnosia are so small, even to the point to where if we believe Racio was a human, this is a bad scenario to where the 2 Gnosia can just instantly team up on somebody while throwing chaos in the meeting, and we just get sent back into the loop.
It's a rough spot to be in, and we still don't have any roles or like people who can absolutely confirm anything. All everybody has right now is the meetings and then those slice of life moments where you're hanging out with the character in between meetings. And I'm wondering if those will play like a bigger role. Maybe Yuri will like have a scene where he's like, or no, he did this exact same thing with Gina, right? In the previous loop where he asked her, are you human outside of the meeting? And then he got some information there. It's all vibe space right now. So it's a tough space to be in.
Yeah, the side events to figure out if they have like some kind of like tendency or not. Gina, the first episode, it wasn't the first. It was the second episode. I'd say the first 2 episodes were like the tutorial. I mean, we're probably still in the tutorial right now. But Gina explained that when they were out in the ship thing, it's like, if you want to prove if someone if it's trustworthy, you have to go outside on the ship with them, because it takes 2 people to, repair the ship on the outside. So that's one aspect that you can probably do, especially in the game. And in this case, outside of it, when Yuri asked her if she was human and she did that pulse, that was one thing, but Yuri never thought about it. But this time during the meeting, he thinks back to that loop and he does the scenario again where he asks if everyone is human. And, we put everybody in the frame as they answer the question. And it's very funny how there's a back and forth with Stella, but it's very small. And then there's a huge back and forth between Gina. And when Gina is solidified on her answer, she pulses. It happens again. Yuri freaks out. And Yuri calls out Gina's lie. But here's the unfortunate thing. There's no evidence to back it up, my guy. This is still vibes based, as JD said. And then during the whole thing, it's only like one dialogue from SQ, but she immediately turns it on to Stella, which unfortunately throws chaos into the minds of everyone in the meeting. And while Yuri makes his last cry, nothing helps. Shigemichi is voted out. Gina and Gina and Stella are the Gnosia. It's game over. To the loop, baby.
My God, did you see Stella's face when she put like Shigemichi inside Cold Sleep? Just her face like over Yuri's shoulder, all blacked out, and then revealing her rolled back eyes before like the loop ends. Oh my God, it was so chilling.
Nah, Stella did not look that good. She went down on the character tier for me that I'm still on SQ. SQ's eyes didn't roll back like that. That's not cute. That's disgusting.
Nah, bro. It's not supposed to be cute. It's supposed to be terrifying.
I mean, SQ was still cute when she was terrifying. Why can't Stella be?
And I think you're just SQ biased.
Well, you know what? Here's my top 3 so far in Gnosia reveals, while they still remain who they are. SQ, Gina, Stella. Thoughts? Concerns?
I mean, it's pretty solid for a top 3, considering there were only 3, right?
I know. I'm pretty sure when Setsu is going to be revealed as a Gnosia, you're probably going to be like, yeah, that's top 1 reveal right there.
Well, I don't know if my heart can take it in anime.
I figure.
Anyway, Yuri loses.
Yeah, Yuri loses, and we go back into the loop. This time when he wakes up, there is a visual HUD. And just like JD said, when we don't have much to go off of, credentials on our end. Yuri is now the engineer, but we still have the same 7 people as before. And Levi, the ship AI, tells us that there's 2 Gnosia and 1 engineer, which is us. This is the basic minimal information that everyone has, but nobody knows who's who. And so everyone is going through talking about the meeting. They're trying to figure out who the engineer is. And Yuri asks, who's the engineer? Or what is the engineer? And explains that the engineer has the ability to choose one person during the warp to determine if they're a Gnosia or human with 100% accuracy. Broken ability. They also have access to the database, which is, I guess, a small bonus or one thing or another. And Racio.
My good sir. You amazing player, you.
Horrible. Horrible. Racio's like, I'm the engineer. Yuri's like, BS, I'm the engineer.
This? Okay. And I gotta flame everybody in the meeting for this. First of all, if you're in one of those situations, you're on day one, two people claim the same role, you know one of them is lying. So you shouldn't vote for either of them.
You know,
You should suss out the other person, right?
It's very funny. Like, you know, in the previous video, I said it would be hilarious if one of the Gnosia just outright said that they were the Gnosia, just to like throw chaos and suspicion off of them. This is Racio doing it, but saying that they're the engineer. Not knowing that Yuri is the engineer. And then Yuri just goes in. So now it's a 1v1.
It's free. It's like ISO, right? You know for sure one of those two is Gnosia. And Racio, being Racio, is as aggressive as he was in the last couple loops. And it just backfires instantly. You get some people being like, okay, I don't really believe you, Racio. And you know, Shigemichi pulling up being like, yeah, no, Yuri, I believe you're the engineer, bruh. So it's like a split house. And inevitably, Racio gets voted out pretty much unanimously. Except for 3 votes, right?
It is a 4 for Racio, 2 for Yuri, and 1 for Shigemichi. And I'll say it, Yuri put it perfectly, is that when there's 2 people known to be suspicious, or like possibly to be Gnosia, the one that is trying to take control is the most suspicious, aka Racio. And so all Yuri had to do was stay silent, let Racio just go off too much, and he was chill. He was good.
I think this is like the freest round anybody has ever gotten in their lives. I'm not gonna lie.
So afterwards, we don't get a social event with anyone. This is more Yuri by himself in his room, figuring out what his the fine details of what his engineering role is doing. And so he has his notepad. Now that there's 7 of them, since Racio's voted out and Racio lied that they were engineer, he can rule out that Racio was one of the Gnosia. So now there's only 1 left. And so now all he has to do is use his engineer ability during the warp to see who was who. And so with that in mind, he asks Levi, well, he gets an idea and he requests Levi to do something. We don't get to see much after that. And after the warp, we know Gina is assassinated. And the meeting starts, it's a little chill. And then Yuri gets on his soapbox, calls out Shigemichi for being a Gnosia because he uses engineering ability on him. And then he goes on the logical train explanation of why he's the Gnosia, and he just drops his mic 6 back down. And he says, y'all can talk about whatever you want after this, but my vote is going to you, Shigemichi.
Yuri popped off, bro. This is perfect play if you've ever seen it in your life. So everybody in the crew gets a voting log so they can keep track of who voted for who after the end of each meeting. Yuri cross-referenced it and figured out that Gina was the only person who voted for Shigemichi, and that Shigemichi, despite saying that he trusted Yuri as a engineer, actually ended up voting for him anyway against him and Racio, right? So Yuri thinks back and he's like, okay, you contradicted yourself here and you took out the only person who voted for you in the last meeting. Even if I wasn't engineer and didn't have 100% proof that you did it, that would still be a big enough contradiction to make you suspicious, right? And that's like perfect play. That's textbook, 100% correct, perfect logic. But actually, no. Let's keep going. I'll pick my bone with Shigemichi at the end of this because my guy was not cooking.
With that, even though Shigemichi tries to get Shigemichi does get some words in, but it's really not enough against Yuri's ironclad logic. So much so that Shigemichi gets voted out. The light goes green. We win!
No!
All of a sudden, Yuri just starts seeing some colors and stuff. His vision gets blurry and he passes out. And he wakes back up in the pod. It's not over.
It is not.
No. You know what? It has to make sense. Because there's no way in 3 episodes do we just immediately win. There has to be some overarching thing over this.
No, exactly. It's gonna be a rough loop. Setsu at the end of it, she was just smiling at Yuri while she was celebrating, right? And the amount of the mental anguish coming from my screen and my heart once I saw the Gnosia particles like start to loop it back. Oh no.
When we wake up, we freak out, saying that while we're in a loop, we get on the elevator by ourselves this time. And when the elevator opens up, it's some chick with her hand out. It's another crew member. And the episode ends.
Beautiful episode. Okay, the woman at the end, I'm already saying it. She's gonna be everybody's top 1 character by the end of the next episode. And if she's not, y'all are lying.
Better than SQ? My SQ?
Yes, sir. That right there at the end of the episode, that's the queen of the whole shit, right? I'm putting my 10 toes down. $3,000 at Vegas.
Okay. We'll see. I think you probably talked to her too much, but we'll see. As for me, I do enjoy this episode, but I have a few concerns as far as storytelling and pacing. I'd say they're very minor. Of course, this is based off a video game, and there's so much material that you can pull from it. It's just a matter of where do you put the material, right? A lot of these social scenes that we see, they're quite, I don't want to say they're short, but they're nicely sized. There's not much being revealed in them. Maybe we get more of them, maybe not. I'm pretty sure in the game, if you focus on one character enough, you'll get their whole entire backstory, at least, through the several loops. So much to the point to where you get to understand everything about them. Like, for instance, what do we know really about each of the characters so far? Let's take Racio, for example. We know that they're aggressive, they're intelligent, they're part of a fleet known for their intelligence. But that's it. SQ is just a bubbly person. We don't know much about her. We never had like a solo with her. No, we did. She thinks Yuri has cute eyes and she's very flirtatious. But that's really it. There's no personality about her life or anything. We know Gina is from Earth and she's like a space traffic controller. That's it. We know Stella's a gardener and she was saved by Yuri. That's it. We know Shigemichi had an accident somehow. We don't know what the specific of it is. And we know he has artificial skin. Why he looks like an alien? Who knows? What's artificial skin made out of? We don't know. So it's just a lot of very small details, but there's a lot of personality in them, as far as voice acting and how they move about is concerned. That's okay. But it's more of the unspoken text and character details that they don't say, that we just don't know of. There's that. There's also the fact that Yuri's logical explanation was cool. It was neat. We don't get to see the details leading up to it for the watchers to understand that, because I'm pretty sure in the game, you as a player, as Yuri, you already go through it. Let's say that in this very instance, we'll take the we'll take Yuri saying, "Hey, Levy, I have a request." You look at the voting logs. You already know what happened in the meeting. You took notes on the meeting dialogue, and you see, wait, why did Shigemichi vote for me? That's odd. Wait, Gina voted for Shigemichi? So you start to take notes, and then you choose to investigate Shigemichi. And in your mind, outside of the game, you're putting 2 and 2 together. You're like, I got it. And so probably in the game, you go into the meeting, you make your logical decisions, and you choose the right pieces of dialogue to out Shigemichi, and you're good to go. As a watcher, we don't get to see the thought process. We just get to hear the explanation. That's one thing. That's probably a sacrifice that they have to make as far as, making the logical leaps is concerned, especially if it is this early when everything is pretty much vibes based and we don't have any hard evidence. And this is like the first instance of us having our hard evidence to go into things. And that's all I have as far as small nitpicks. They are nitpicks at best. They're not going to take away from the anime itself.
Yeah, it's definitely like that, especially in like in mystery thriller writing. The build up to the reveal is usually going to be kept like petered down, or at least hidden a little bit, so that the reveal is even more like shocking and like cool when it comes out. Like all those flashbacks to Yuri actually like investigating everything during the actual accusation made everything like pop really hard, right?
Like I said, it's just, I think it's minor, not taking away from the whole entire package of the anime itself. But other than that, I'm excited for the next several loops we're gonna have to go through, because we have not seen every single character. We haven't seen that dolphin one, which that one just, I don't know how we'll see on the dolphin.
Do you have like a certain character from the opening that you really want to see sooner than the others?
I want the dolphin out of the way. Let's just get the weirdo looking characters out, and then I can have, and then I'll be fine with everyone else. I don't be fine with everything else. Let's just get all the weird ones. We got alien looking Shigemichi. That's cool. And now I just need a dolphin, and then I'll be chill.
No word. The woman at the end of episode 4 was the one I really wanted to see. I do have another one. She has brown hair. She wears the dress. She has like, I think, a flower pattern going on her sleeves. I can't wait to see her. She's gonna be like really fun to see. Oh wait, let's go back to episode 4 real fast. My brother, how do you feel about Shigemichi not instantly killing Yuri when he knows he's the real engineer?
So this is another thing that you have to step back and like have some kind of leeway with it, because let me ask you this: in the game, are you able to be assassinated by the Gnosia?
In the game?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a time loop, yo. Absolutely.
Okay, so maybe not now, but maybe later in the, I guess later episodes, maybe we'll get to that point. It's probably a story. Defending the story writers, at least for the anime is concerned, and storyboarders, they probably don't want to frame that immediately or put that out there already, because we're already front loaded with a whole bunch of information, and we're trying to add in a little bit each and every time. If we add in the fact now that if we're being so gung-ho about who we are and we get assassinated immediately, then Yuri becomes, I think we want Yuri to be a lot more aggressive in all of the things and like abilities that he gets in the beginning. And then once we start getting everything and we start firing things off, because I'm pretty sure that's how you are with the game, right? Immediately you want to treat this as a video game, even though there is social deduction. We're treating it as a game, and you want to beat the game. But once the AI in the game, the Gnosia, for example, start assassinating you because you're so revealing and you're so open, now you can treat it less like a game and now more like a logical real life social game to where not only do I need to protect those around me, I need to protect myself from being like really like knowing too much. Does that make sense?
No, definitely. Like Yuri in these early loops, especially on loop 4, is able to boss up really, really hard. And like it led to some like cool scenes going into like 3 and 4, where he's like actually like leading the discussion. I want to see him peel back and like go into like a preservation mode where it's like, okay, I said what I need to say here, here, and here. Let me just peel back and observe, because Yuri's whole focus seems to be on like observation. He's a very observational character.
Yeah. And I think I'll pose a scenario as well, because I just thought about it while you were thinking. If we just now in this loop that we went, because we revealed ourselves as the engineer and Shigemishi does assassinate us during the night and we wake back up in another loop, we don't get to see how the engineer ability works.
That's true. Yeah, that's important for the tutorial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's better for Yuri to have these safety guards in the beginning, but once we almost have everything, then the Gnosia can just, start assassinating us for being too open and too revealing. I'll be fine with that. With that, that's it for this episode of Gnosia, and I'm excited for what else is to come. 21 episodes, we only got 18 more. I'm excited.
Bro, I can't wait, man.
With that being said, I hope all of you are having a good day, night, evening, morning, where you are in the world. I hope this day is better, just a little bit better for you, whether you're having a good day or a bad day. Like and subscribe, comment down below what you think of the episode. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
See y'all later.